Tell me again how I don't matter. I love it. Quote, Batman to Roman Sionis. Bruce Wayne, a young man who has built his entire life on leveling up, on becoming a bigger man than both his enemies and the obstacles that stand in his way, will have to break down the Black Mask and his gang of party animals. Will he be able to do this without the help of his unlikely new M16 ally, Alfred Pennyworth? And how do his childhood friends, Edward, Enigma, Waylon Jones, Harvey Dent, and Oswald Cobblepot, among others, play a crucial role in Batman's legacy as Gotham's vigilante? Absolute Batman's first story arc, The Zoo, concludes with this larger than life story while introducing a few new elements to come in Arc 2. Absolute Batman Volume 1, Issue 6, The Zoo, Part 6. The report on the news announced that Roman Sionis is dropping crates filled with masks and firearms across Gotham City, trying to rally people to join his party animal reign of violence. Everyone watching is urged to stay inside and lock their doors for safety. Bruce stumbles into Croc's gym, where Waylon is guarding the entrance from the party animals. Seeing Bruce in such a state, Waylon asks, Bruce, what happened to you? Did the party animals do this? Bruce, battered and bruised, turns to him and nonchalantly replies, because I'm Batman and I need your help. Bruce Wayne grew up alongside many of the individuals who would later become part of his infamous rogues gallery. Among them are Edward, Enigma, who will become the Riddler, Harvey Dent, known as Two-Face, Oswald Cobblepot, the future Penguin, Selina Kyle, who would take on the mantle of Catwoman, and Waylon Jones, who will become the monstrous Killer Croc. Bruce is having a sleepover with his friends, laughter filling the room until the joy is shattered. Joe Chill appears and murders Martha in front of the children, causing Bruce to jolt away from the nightmare. He finds himself alone, no friends by his side, only the lingering presence of his mother in his mind. Bruce longs for warmth of friends and family, for a life where he feels safe, but deep down he knows he can never truly have them close, not with the looming shadow of Batman and the darkness that his mission brings into his life. Out on the street, Martha Wayne tries on one of the masks and sees the vast sums Black Mass is offering for act of violence, including $1 million for killing Gordon. A group of gunmen demand the crate, and Jim tells Martha to run while holding them off with his own gun, but she refuses to leave him. Meanwhile, Julia Pennyworth is abducted from her train as it is attacked by the party animals. Julia Pennyworth is an elementary school teacher in Gotham City and the estranged daughter of international spy Alfred Pennyworth. Bruce reveals his secret identity to all his friends. They are enraged that he kept the secret for him, except for Eddie, who claims he worked it out weeks ago. Despite their anger, they agree to help him save the city. Eddie's Riddler system determines that the Party Animals network is too big to be taken down, but the local server for Gotham can be crashed. Bruce realizes that the server must be on Sionis' yacht, and Ozzy flies him out to it in his single-engine plane, even as he angrily berates Bruce for lying to him. They reach the boat, but Ozzy warns Bruce that he barely has enough fuel to return to Gotham and cannot stay behind for him. Bruce replies that he's not asking him to, and dives out. Bruce lands on the yacht directly on top of Sionis' DJ, Dr. Benjamin. He puts a life jacket on Benjamin and wordlessly throws him over the side. Kiddo, another one of Sionis' inner circle, who is either a child or a little person, attacks Bruce with a knife. Bruce simply lifts him up, put a life jacket on him, and literally drop kicks him off the boat. Sionis' third companion, a bikini-clad woman known only as Sweetheart, simply jumps off the side of her own accord, and Bruce throws a life jacket into the water after her. In this universe, the Waynes are the complete opposite of wealthy billionaires. Thomas Wayne was once a long-haired member of a grudge band far from the corporate elite. As Martha flips through old photos, she smiles at memories of their younger days. Thomas, with his wild hair, Bruce's first steps as a baby. Then she stumbles upon a picture of Bruce and all his little friends, their faces filled with joy. But Bruce hates this image. It's the last photo his father ever took, the morning of his death, just seconds before the chaos, before the gunfire at the zoo. The memories come rushing back, hitting Bruce like a punch to the gut. Back in the city, the gunmen demand that Martha and Gordon hand over the mask from the crate, as they won't be paid without them. Martha Wayne says, "You saw Batman's feet. greed. Black Mass wants Gotham in chaos. He's using us, maybe so his cronies can profit or gain more control. Who knows? But all of this is just a damn game to him, and the only way we win is by not playing. The bounty for the murder of the Deputy Mayor Martha Wayne and Mayor James Gordon is set at $1 million. And an airship Alfred revealed to be one who kidnapped Julia. He has chartered a private jet to flee the city with her. Julia protests, saying, I have a life, Dad. I have people I care about. I know it's a foreign concept to you, but I need to be with them right now while they're hurting. Alfred Pennyworth responds, I'll bring you back to Gotham in a few weeks when it's safe, Julia. I've seen the aftermath in places where the Black Mass does this kind of thing. Right now, I can't risk you being here. Julia, seething, says, you can't risk it. You know, when I was a little girl, I kept this bag packed under my bed, this little blue suitcase I took from Mom's closet. I had my favorite clothes in it, toys, books. I waited for you to get home from your adventures, hoping you'd take me with you next time. It was all I wanted. Now there's no place I want to be less than on a plane with you. And I promise you this, if we take off, I don't have a father anymore. Alfred's silent for a moment, then orders the plane to take off. The relationship between Alfred and Julia, father and daughter, has deteriorated over the years, mostly because Alfred left. His daughter has not spoken to him for many years, but Alfred is actively trying to fix their relationship and wants to rebuild a connection with her. On the ship, the Black Mass attacks Batman, continued to espouse his nihilistic philosophy. Black Mass sneers, you still don't get it, do you? You think you can stop them. You think you can stop anything that's coming. Let me tell you a little secret. But Batman has had enough. He's not in the mood for Sionis' nonsense. Fueled by rage, he tackles Black Mask through a wall, crashing into the yacht's gym. Without hesitation, Batman grabs a set of medicine balls and smashes them against Black Mask's face over and over again. Batman growls, go on, keep talking. Each impact sends cracks splintering through the mask as Batman keeps striking, his fury drowning out whatever Sionis was trying to say. They crash to the floor in a dimly lit room, Sionis' trophy chamber, where he keeps a death mask of those he's killed. The eerie faces stares down as Batman rains blow after blow onto Black Mask. Batman snarls, tell me again, I don't matter, I love it. Batman relentlessly assaults, leaves Sionis struggling under the brutal ground and pound, but then Sionis lashes out, grabbing a thick cord from the wreckage. He wraps it around Batman's neck and pulls tight, choking him with all his strength. The wire has cut off the heads of many enemies of Sionis, and now it's wrapped tight around Batman's neck. As he struggles for air, his mind drifts back to the past, to that dream, to that night. Bruce sees himself as a child sitting beside his mother Martha as they flip through a picture book. She points to a photo of him and his friends together. Martha says, I know this picture is from that day, Bruce. That's why I love it. Bruce says, I don't understand. While Martha replies, well, baby, when things are rough, believe me, you can make a difference. Being hopeful isn't easy. Back in the present, Black Mass tightens his grip. Black Mass says, you know I lied about the pigs. My favorite thing wasn't when they loved it. No, the best part was when they fought, when they struggled right up until the end. Sionis recalls his childhood on the pig farm. Martha's voice cuts through the memory. Martha says, but that's what I see when I look at these pictures. Hope, no matter how hard things got and they were rough sometimes. Your dad stayed hopeful. Sionis grins, tightening the wire, ready to decapitate Batman. Black Mass says when they never believed the bolt would come, when they thought they could win. Oh, that shriek, the best sound in the world. And then Martha's final words echo in Bruce's mind. But he always at his most hopeful about you. Bruce, gasping for air, manages to rasp out, did it sound anything like this? With a sudden burst of strength, Batman rotates and turns down the sharp bat ears from his cowl and drives it straight through Sionis' mask, piercing into his eyes. As the Black Mass screams. He puts a life jacket on Sionis and throws him overboard, even as Sionis weakly tells Batman he has no idea what he's done. In Gotham, the men surrounding Gordon and Martha decide to kill the mayor and split the money, but spare Martha. They tell her to leave, but she refuses, saying she's all their faces, and if they're going to kill anyone, they should start with her. Meanwhile, Bruce sets off a string of grenades in the yacht server room, destroying it just as the masked men are about to open fire. The system goes dead, and the leader of the group hesitates before asking if that means there's no money. In response, Martha Wayne knocks him out with a punch. The rest of the group, ashamed and uncertain, quietly disperses into the shadows. In another flashback, Bruce insists on leaving behind the last pictures father took of him and his friends. But before he can turn away, Martha stops him. Before you go to sleep, I want you to know something, she says softly. I'm proud of you. After everything you went through, you have everything right to say to hell with it, or to live in anger or fear. But that's not who you are. She places a hand on his shoulder. Her voice is steady. The way you got back at there with your friends, what you said to Jim at the funeral, that's what matters. Because when the bad things happen, you only have two choices. Let the pain consume you or use it to become more determined, more hopeful. Martha says you wear the pain like a dark cape, and every day you fight to stop bad things from happening. That's how you win against nightmares. That's how you win all of it. Always. Batman is thrown from an exploding yacht, his body flung into the air before crashing into the dark waters below. Unconscious, he sinks. Just as the depths threaten to claim him, he lands on the roof of the submerged Batmobile. The vehicle's emergency systems engage and it rises to the surface. The cockpit opens and Alfred climbs out, pulling Bruce inside. As he begins tending to his wounds, he mutters, "If I'm sticking around, so are you." Alfred Pennyworth had abandoned his daughter, neglecting her for years. They were estranged, and now he longs to mend what was broken. But despite everything, Alfred did not abandon Bruce Wayne. He did not turn his back on Batman or the mission they built together. He returned, not just for Gotham, but for Bruce. He came back for Batman. Somewhere else in the world, a Joker, his skin bleached white and his veins tinged green, undergoes a disturbing medical procedure, a transformation from multiple infants. Without this procedure, the Joker's appearance changes drastically, his usual ghostly pallor fading, making him appear more human-like. But when he skips the treatment, his skin remains its unnatural palish white hue. His assistant approaches with an update. Black Mask has failed. Unfazed, the Joker simply grins and says, "Get Bane." Next, Absolute Batman Volume 1, Issue 7. The Joker and Mr. Freeze make their Absolute Universe debut, starting here. It's about to get icy cold in Gotham City as we reveal the connection between a young, up-and-coming scientist named Victor Fry's, his history with the Arc M experiment, and what it all has to do with the mysterious Joker.